What is good? It is Sam here, and today I wanted to talk about Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and two other people. But which direction are they heading? And we're going to take a look at the direction on their U.S. Based website, and we looked at it over the past three times we've done this website ranking to get an understanding of the direction that each candidate is moving in terms of understanding the relevance of their candidacy among the American population. So, before we get into any of that, if this is your first time here, what is good? My name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, first of all, it's good to freaking see you, and you had better be pressing that thumbs up button. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. So, what we did for this ranking was we went to Alexa.com. It is a site that collects a bunch of different engagement factors about websites around the world, and then it gives them a ranking on these engagement factors on a US based, so this is in the US, out of all sites in the US, this is the candidate's website ranking. So right here I have Andrew Yang pulled up, and his site is ranked 1768th among all US websites, so that's pretty high. Then the other two factors that I included in this analysis is the total page views per visit on average, say 2.5 in this case, because if you have more page views per visit on average, you have more of somebody's attention because your website is better, your content is more engaging, etc. Factors like that. So that is why we have that factor in. And then similarly to the last factor, which is the amount of time somebody spends on the site on average, which is 3 minutes and 13 seconds on average per visit. So what that means is if you have 3 minutes and 13 seconds of somebody's time versus me only having a minute and 24 seconds of somebody's time, you win. You get more of that person's time. Right? So it's a relevant factor as well. And then what we did is we put them together in this ranking here. So we have been doing this, as I mentioned, 3 times. And let me see if I can put this all on one page here so that it's not as hard to see. I think my face might be covering up part of this in a second. Let's come in here. This is page views here. Make sure you can see that. Okay, perfect. So what we did is this is the ranking we had. The first ranking was on 9/2. The second ranking was on 9/17, and then today, which is 10/8. Okay, so if we take a look here, we have 4 people who had a clear trend here, and I have them pulled up in this chart that I'm going to pull up in a second. But I wanted to show you, for example, say Pete Buttigieg. So what we're going to take a look at right now is in that chart we have his website's popularity in the U.S. and is it going up in terms of popularity, meaning that the ranking is going higher negatively. So if a ranking goes from say 12,000th to 14,000th, it is gaining less relevant, right? Because it is not as relevant of a website, right? People are less interested. And we can see with Pete Buttigieg here, he's going from 12,000th to 14,000th to 16,000th. So we can see here that Pete has been losing ground in the eyes of Americans. And we're going to take a look at these next 3. So let's pull this up here. We did this to see who are the people who are really like moving, and what we came up with is this. So this is the time period that we just took a look at. So over the past month and a week or so. And we have Bernie Sanders is also losing ground for his website. He's becoming less relevant in people's minds because he started out our ranking in the United States at 4,700th and 40th, right? That's a pretty high ranking, less than the 5,000th most popular site in the United States. And then it's a little over 5,000. and now it's up to like 6,700. So something is happening with Bernie's camp. We'll see. This should be a pretty good indicator of where they're actually going to be going over time. So if you want to continue tracking where these numbers are going, make sure you press that subscribe button and that bell notification so YouTube can notify you every time I post a video. Okay, now next is Elizabeth Warren. And Elizabeth Warren, I think we've kind of understood that she's been a little bit more in the media in a positive light. And so you would expect her to be gaining. At least my prediction would have been that she would be gaining. And you can see that she's picking up speed. So at the beginning of September, she was ranked at what Bernie Sanders basically was in the second ranking. So she has been increasing that, right? In terms of the middle of the month, she had gained a couple hundred spots, and then she gained over 1,000 spots, going from 5,000 just over to just over 4,000. So that's awesome. Another person who this is what we just talked about is, well, you can see the largest gaps for Pete Buttigieg, where he's losing by like losing at a much faster rate than everybody else on this thing, except for maybe Bernie's kind of might be matching him just over the last period though. But Pete has been losing ground since we started tracking this, so this will be interesting to follow over time. So press that subscribe button, bro. And Andrew Yang. Okay, so Andrew Yang is number one. So if you want to check out that video, go back to the channel. It's right before this one. But Andrew Yang, over the time period, his website ranked 2,115th. So that's already like way above everybody else here, you see? And the next closest person was Elizabeth Warren, and he's more than twice as popular in terms of his website, right? These are people who are actually going out and finding the candidates, because like why the fuck else would you go to somebody's candidates' websites, right? Unless you accidentally clicked on a link when you were trying to click on something else. Like why would you probably do that unless you were interested in understanding something more about them or giving them money or doing something, you know? So the higher the popularity, the more relevant the candidate is in the eyes of the American public, right? So we can see Andrew Yang is gaining. If you look at his as more of a, let me try to slide this over more. Oops, I guess I can't do that, but I'll do it like this so it's more, this way you can emphasize it a little bit more, but you can see the gain for Andrew Yang is actually picking up, right? So he went from, 2,100 to 2,000, and then he's gaining speed. So his popularity is actually picking up, similar to Elizabeth Warren's. Hers has really started to pick up, but hers is also not nearly as popular as Andrew Yang's. So that was kind of interesting to note. And if you want to get your question read and answered on the end of one of these videos, make sure you go through and just put the word hashtag Stolt. The name of the channel down there is Stolt. So just use hashtag Stolt and then leave your comment and I will answer it at the end of the video. Okay, so like actually look at here. Look at this person who left this awesome comment here. They said hashtag Stolt. So that's exactly what you need to do. Yes, you should subscribe. Look at that. What a nice comment that person left. Now let's go down here to Lavan Yu. Thank you for the comment so much. That is an awesome freaking name. I have no idea what it means, but it does sound awesome. I bet it sounds even better if you know what you're saying. Whatever video you watch on YouTube, just drop a comment, Yang 2020. So this person is clearly helping out the campaign. It is definitely a strategy, and it probably greatly helps his campaign. So if you want to help out Andrew Yang's campaign, then doing this and leaving his website would be an intelligent thing to do to help out his channel. So if you guys want to subscribe, there'll be lots and lots more good content coming up in the future. So stay tuned. Peace the fuck out.